are looking at the Victorinox Super Tinker, which is actually a pretty cool little multi-tool. I know now in today's society and everything's tactical and needs pliers and stuff. So it does get, thrown by the wayside, but it's actually still pretty cool and very, very useful.
For sure.
So Will's going to do a nice little tabletop review and tell you why he likes it.
Okay, guys, this will be my up close on the Victorinox Super Tinker, the Swiss Super Tinker. In a lot of ways, I kind of consider this to be the big brother to the Cadet. While they're not the same size and they certainly don't have the same amount of tools, a lot of the kind of the 3 or 4 basic things you get with the Cadet are also included as the Tinker. And because of that, I end up kind of switching back and forth between these. I never really carry one of these as my primary EDC, but I definitely most of the time will have one of these 2 tools on me. So similar to the Cadet, we have, of course, the Swiss pen blade. This would be the medium length, medium reach one. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I've said it before, definitely continue to say it for many, many years to come. The steel, the ease of sharpening, the edge that these will take, even the edge retentions, not bad, but just how thin and precise and really great this is for so many cutting tasks. Food, everyday stuff, packages, whatever you can think of. It's an excellent blade shape. And a lot of modern kind of EDC culture guys pass up on these knives because it's not tactical. But as far as for $30, the usefulness of this really simple pen style blade far outweighs its price point. Also, same as the Cadet and many, I would venture to say almost all other Swiss tools, we have the can and bottle opener with large and small flathead. Don't need to say anything else on those. That's already been said. Excellent. They do what they're designed to do well, or at least adequately. Next up, on the Super Tinker, though, you get a full-sized set of Victorinox scissors. Really nice, kind of huge scissors for the size of the tool. Excellent spring action. They really reliable spring. There's no kind of weird internal capture or anything going on. They use this nice little external spring that very reliable and works. I've had problems with Leatherman tools in the past. The scissors not working too hot. Either the tool wasn't locked out all the way or whatever the case may be. These, throw them open, they're great. Use them for cutting paper. I've cut cardboard. I've cut plastic. I've cut credit cards, threads off of clothing in a grocery store when you don't want to whip out a 4-inch tactical folder to cut some threads off of your jacket or whatever. They're great for that. Hold a good edge. Just real decent pair of scissors, honestly. Like, I'm hard pressed to think of another tool that I've owned that wasn't a dedicated pair of scissors that worked this well. Also, on the Super Tinker, you get the small pen blade. When I was younger, always kind of used to wonder why on earth we would have 2 blades in a pocket knife. Like, I kind of grew up carrying old timers and charades and stuff that would have like Stockman models or canoe models that had multiple blades on the same knife, which of course I later figured out those are carving knives. The cool thing about having the small blade on the Swiss tool is this is kind of my beater. So like when place I used to work, I was cutting open hundreds and hundreds of taped up packages and boxes a day. So this is the one that I'll let the tape residue get on, and I'll let it get chipped, and like prying copper staples and boxes up with it, and just junk getting all over it, which saves the big one for using on food and apples at lunch or whatever else may be the case. So this is kind of my little junk blade that I can, it's not super huge, it's not intimidating, it's real easy, just quick, simple, flip it out, open something, put it back. Still takes a wicked edge, all the stuff I said about the other blade. Then on the back, we have the Victorinox Phillips driver, which is sort of the Achilles heel of the tool. This thing is not terribly useful, to be honest. I don't remember the last time I used one of these, or this one in specific. Now, to be fair, I carry a full-size toolbox in my truck. I have tools at my job. I have tools in my house. I don't often use a Phillips on any multi-tool of mine, but this in particular, this design, kind of ironically, you get almost no reach, but tons of torque ability, versus if it was just coming off the end. So you get tons of torque, but the thing is it's attached with such a small piece of spring steel down here at the bottom that you really can't torque that hard on it anyway. So basically we have a Phillips driver that can't really reach anywhere by the time I grab onto it, and once I do get it on there, I don't want to torque terribly tightly anyway. Like Phillips headed worm gear clamps or something on a car, I can't even really think of how you're going to use this thing. We think about around the house stuff you'd need a Phillips screwdriver for, fixing a doorknob or whatever. There's no way you're going to be able to wedge this in there and tighten a doorknob or something like that. It's not terribly useful. On the other side, though, we have a very useful and still very tough to get out awl, which I use pretty much try to save only for leather or if I need to dig something out or pry something out of a piece of wood or plastic. Super useful. I grew up watching my dad sew leather with one of these things. They definitely work well for their intended purpose, and you can kind of go, oh man, I need something to do X, Y, and Z, and go, yeah, the awl would work for that. And then here in the middle, which I am not going to break half of my thumbnail off to attempt to get out, we have the Parcel carrying hook. I think the Victorinox catalog is still calling it, which is a small little hook that folds out and is designed to carry twine-wrapped packages, which I feel like was a more common everyday task in the 1890s than it is now. Don't remember the last time I needed to carry a twine-wrapped package over a great distance. However, should that opportunity ever arise, I will definitely be looking to my Super Tinker to help me out. You can see mine is a regular old red-handled one. It's been melted. I've driven watch pins with it. I've used it as a pin punch, as a hammer. I'm like missing the giant gaping piece of the handle at the end of this. This is probably only maybe 2-3 years old. This isn't even the one I've had the longest. I have a classic SD my dad gave me when I was like 7, and that thing's still great and super sharp. Wrote on my keys for years. It's been burned. There's like charred plastic down here at the end. Really great tools. They hold up. They're super affordable. Not what we would today think of as a conventionally useful multi-tool. I mean, it's not as cool as going out and buying a charged TTI, and it can't do everything that a Surge can do, and I get that. But there's a reason this pocket knife's been popular for like 125 years, and that's because the stuff that these do, they do really well. And that's the Super Tinker, guys.